All right, we should be live. I'm checking the stream now.
Con,
Yep, we on.
con.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the brothers from Great Millstone, Atlanta. Here with another live stream for the edifying of the flock of Yahweh Shem Shai. But before we get started, we would like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yahweh Kadash. We will also like to give double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone. I want to say peace, safety, much love, and blessing to the Akim across the four corners of the earth that are pushing out this truth and sincerity and putting their lives on the line to do so. I want to say shalom to you, brothers. I'm the brother Arak, got the brother Zakaria with me this week. We're just gonna go in on having some discipline, man. You know, because the spirit has been on, these character traits lately that it takes to be a servant of Yahweh Shem Shai, which a lot of men in Israel lack certain characteristics or character traits that the scriptures tell us to abide by or to reflect. Okay, and in this lesson, we're just gonna go into having some discipline, and Lord willing is edifying. Because lately, there was a video that came out around the Passover time of a particular group of Israelites. I'm not going to get too far into it, and this is not a rebuke video. This is just some wise words, if you will, or exhorting lesson for younger men such as myself, and younger men that may be watching, that want to take up their cross and follow Yahweh Shem Shai. That's not the conduct that we seen was not reflective of the whole nation. Okay, so with that being said, I got this word discipline in the online etymology, and it reads discipline as a verb reads to subject. You have to subject and subdue your spirit to fight off certain pleasures or temptations that you want to do in the flesh, because we are in these chains of darkness, and it's a constant struggle between the two. Now, it takes discipline in order to go against what the flesh wants and go with what the spirit recommends. All right. So it says to subject, to instruct, to educate, to train. You have to train your mind. That's what discipline, and the best form or best way to develop discipline is through repetition. Now, there may be a time where, let's take, if you're playing a sport, for an example, if your peers are going out partying and bullshitting and whatnot, but you got a very important game coming up, it's going to take discipline for you not to follow the crowd and do what they're doing, okay, in order to get what you need done, or your ultimate goal. And we have to apply that same discipline in the spirit through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. So you got it, bro. Go ahead.
Con, you said you wanted 2 Peter chapter 2, correct?
Chapter 1, start at verse 4.
Con, this is 2 Peter's 1 and verse 4. It says, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises.
Yeah, and how are we going to receive those promises? We have to do the things which Yahweh Shem Shai commanded us to do, and that takes discipline, man, in the flesh. Go ahead.
Con says that by this ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. And if I can say too, that's why the scriptures also say, be sober and be vigilant, okay? Because we all know that this place is full of distractions, okay? Which is the carnality of this place. And the Lord, He really wants us to separate ourselves from this world so that we can, and that takes discipline, so that we can be perfect in His sight, okay? It says, right. Verse 5. It says, and beside this, given all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and to knowledge temperance, and to
Yeah.
temperance patience.
Yep. Hey, and all of those things take discipline, man, in order to add, especially patience. You know, it takes a disciplined person to have a certain level or a high level of patience, which is long suffering. Okay. And I got that word temperance in the online not the online etymology, but the blue letter. And it says self-control, the virtue of one who masters his desires and passions, especially his sensual appetites. You know, and sensual appetite goes into pleasure, you know, sexual pleasure, you know. One who can control that exuberates or exemplify Salakia a great level of discipline, you know, like semen retention. You know, that takes a great level of discipline, and it ultimately gives you uh, it ultimately gives you control over your spirit, man. You know, control over the flesh. You know, so that word temperance in 2 Peter 1:5, I believe it is. It says self-control, the virtue of one who masters his desires and passions. Okay, that's the ultimate form of discipline. Okay, reread verse 5 and read down to 6.
Con, this is 2 Peter 1 and verse 5. It says, and beside this, given all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity.
Yeah. Hey, and all of these are fundamental building blocks, which ultimately takes discipline in order to add to your spirit. Okay. So have some discipline, man. You know. So, like I said, this is not, you know, any kind of rebuke. This is just exhorting younger men that may have seen the video that surfaced of a certain group lacking discipline, man, during the time of the Passover. You know what I'm saying? From there, grab Matthew 20:26 and verse 41. Baba Shah. All right, because as I mentioned earlier in the stream, we're in these chains of darkness. So it's a daily struggle, man. It's a constant struggle. But through repetition and through prayer, it's the only way you acquire this characteristic of discipline. You know, and it's a work in progress. You know, because we know we're renewing our mind daily and stripping off our old habits, and that's a hard thing to do when you've been trained, because that word discipline goes into being trained, as we touched on the online etymology. So you've gone 20, 30, 40, or how many ever long years being trained to do the wrong things or to just go with what feels good in the flesh. So it takes some rewiring and repetition in order to discipline yourself to the standard of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead, Matthew 26 and 41.
This is Matthew 26 and verse 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah, so the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. To overcome what the flesh wants takes a great level of discipline, man. You know, because we were raised and trained outside of the truth before coming into the truth to just do whatever makes you feel good, you know, and live with the results. You know, the YOLO spirit has been pushed heavily, you know, but that's not the way or the characteristics that a man of the Lord should have. You should be able to subject or subdue the wants of the flesh, man. You know, and like I said, man, no man is perfect, you know, because if we were, we wouldn't need Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai came for the publican and Yahweh Shai, like it came for the publican and sinners. All right. So we all sin and we all subject to flesh, but the key is to repent, do it no more, and refrain from the things that are pleasing to your flesh, especially if it goes against the scriptures. you know, because the scriptures also tell you that all things that lawful are not expedient. All right. And for you to refrain from those things that may be lawful, you know, it takes a great level of discipline. You know, you got something you want to add, bro?
Con, bro, I have a precept for you.
Go ahead, out.
This is on 1 Peter 5, and I'm just start from the top. It says, "The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder, and a witness of the sufferings of Hamashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed." It says, "Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly." Constraint, but willingly. It says, "Not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind." And the reason I'm just bringing this out, because also it's going into ruling your spirit, okay, which is that discipline. Because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people that, you know, they do the ministry for money, or they do the ministry with filthy lucre, glory, or woman, okay? Hey, when you in this ministry, especially if you sincerely believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you got to be a soldier, okay? You always got to be sober, you know, spiritually, not taking in, you know, something too hard for you or different doctrines, okay? You got to be a one doctrine, and all this takes discipline, man. That's why we need Yahweh Shah to guide us with that discipline, to help us with that discipline. And how was that? He said, you know, the apostles and elders that's above us, man, okay? He gave us an opportunity to oversee the examples that he put in front of us, so we can take it and use it within our daily walk, man. Okay.
Yep.
It's Khan. Verse 3.
If I can, Barbara Shaw, if I can add, I'm glad you mentioned our apostles and elders. You know, they exemplified the ultimate characteristic, man, which is discipline. You know, to be in this thing for as long as they have takes a great level of discipline, you know, and they are the perfect example. You know, these other camps, they don't have the leaders that are disciplined, so it trickles on down to the body. You know, you got it, bro.
Khan, spot on, bro. This is verse 3. It says, "Neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage, but being examples to the flock." And there it is right there, because we look at the examples that they laid down, the foundation that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua laid down through the Spirit, man. Okay, that's why you know, we handle certain situations different. You know, of course, that one count with the Edomite came at the, you know, around the end of the count, and clearly that was around Passover too. You know, once we did our Passover, things to that nature. You know, we do everything in order, and every brother was on like-minded. Okay, you didn't have one brother, hey, let's get him, or nothing like that. No, everybody was in sound mind and was in order, discipline. Okay, even when demons come out of order, we still discipline through the Spirit, man.
Exactly. If I can build on your point too, that's a perfect example. You know, when the Edomite came rubbing up against brothers, provoking brothers, you know, trying to get us to react in a negative light. For us to continue to preach the gospel and bring out the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and not get physical with that Edomite took a great level of discipline, man. You know, because in the world, he walked up to a group of us, you know, and we was on a different vibration, he would have got his ass handed to him. You know what I'm saying? But by us being or trying to follow the righteous path, man, and the examples of our apostles and elders, we had to restrain ourselves and show discipline. You know, you got it, bro.
God, that was well explained, bro. Verse 4, it says, "And when the shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another." And I remember when you were going to that the word discipline, it says something about being in subject, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It says, "And be clothed with humility." It says, "For the Most High resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble." And that's really what we want. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody want some type of grace, all right, which leads to them, salvation. All right, if you don't want grace or salvation, you're gonna come in another spirit, that prideful spirit, that basically that carnal spirit, so to speak. Okay, that's why the scriptures say, hey, be humble, be with all humility. Okay, and that's very, very hard for a lot of people to do because we've been living in our lives so long being prideful. All right, that's why we got to thank the Lord that He brought us out of that mind state. Okay, the congregation of the dead. Also,
That's
it
right.
says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For the Most High resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that He may exalt you in due time. Because the Lord is going to exalt us in due time. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Okay, but a lot of prophecies got to play out. Okay, and all this takes discipline. All right. To wait on somebody to come rescue you, it takes a lot of discipline, especially being in a city like this that's full of luxury cars and BS. Wherever you are, man, it's hard to restrain all that evilness, that darkness, man. That's why, that's why we got power. Okay.
Yeah.
It says, be sober, be selective. Verse 7, it says, casting all your care upon Him, for He cared for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And that's why you got to be disciplined and be rooted and grounded within this thing. Because Satan, yes, he always looking, who can he mess with? Who can he kind of get into, the individual head or whatnot. And that's pretty much all I had.
Okay. Baba Kushah, grab Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 28. Baba Kushah. Because all of these things that we're touching on, man, even being diligent to make your calling and election sure, that's a form of discipline, man. While like the brother said, we're in the valley of the shadow of death, temptation being all around us, filthy conversations all around us, for us not to fall into that, and stay on the straight and narrow, while fire is on one side, and water's on the other. That takes a great level of discipline, man, to stay focused and concentrated on the mission at hand. You got it, bro.
Con. This is Proverbs 25, verse 28. It says, he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down.
Yeah, so he that has no rule over his spirit is like a city with broken walls, it say?
It says it's like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Yeah, so that's a lack of discipline, not being able to rule your spirit, just letting your flesh take over, You got to balance the scales out, man, and that takes a level of discipline, and it comes by prayer, meditation, fasting. You can't do it on your own, man. Use your power. You got the name Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. Use it. If you lack certain qualities or characteristics, and this one being disciplined that we're touching on tonight, hey man, pray for it. Don't be self-willed thinking that you can handle everything on your own, because a man that's unable to rule his spirit, man, is like a city with broken walls, roughly paraphrasing as the scripture say, man. It's chaos. You go wherever to and fro. Anything's able to come in, anything's able to come out your spirit, man. You have no boundaries set. You have no walls up if you don't have discipline. I mean, you'll do any goddamn thing, You'll participate in filthiness, you'll commit adultery, you'll eat whatever, you'll get lined up, because you don't have discipline, you're not able to control your spirit, man. Reread that from the top, Baba Kushah.
John, Proverbs 25 and verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anything come in, anything come out. You know, there's no barriers from what you won't allow your spirit or your flesh to do. You know, and that's a bad case. You know, everything starts with this. You want to achieve a certain level of anything, man. It's gonna take this. Nobody has reached any type of uh, uh, um, mastery, or anybody has reached any level of fulfillment without having discipline, man. You know, people be looking at these different athletes and entertainers, and what they have and what they're able to do, like Floyd Mayweather, you know, Kobe Bryant. He had the Mamba mentality, man. That's a disciplined individual to be in the gym 24/7, not literally, but more than others, you know, and perfected his craft. And then when he got on the big stage, was able to perform. See, most people see the end result, but don't see the discipline that it takes for these individuals to achieve the level of success, you know, that they have. So if we want to be crowned and we want the Lord to sup with us and we want to be rulers, you think you're gonna do that without discipline, man? Like the Lord is just gonna let any old body be in control of his heritage, you know, in his nation. No, that don't even make sense, man. You have to do these things and set things in order. You know, start off with making small goals, man. You know, you want to cut certain things off. Start little by little, write it down, you know, spiritually or whatever you want to achieve, you know, while we're yet here until the Lord comes back, man. You know, using the world as not abusing it. You know, one that abuses the world lacks discipline. One that just use it, get in and get out, that's discipline, man. You know, because when you plug into the matrix, it's all type of things going on that may pull you away from the gospel. But to go in and do what you need to do and get out, man, that's discipline. You know, that's tunnel vision. Okay. Um, you had any other precepts, bro?
I just wanted to land back, you know, what you were just saying.
You got it, bro.
Discipline. Yeah, discipline is a form of defense too. Okay, when you're real disciplined, you can go into certain areas. You can be around, you know, certain individuals. Okay, for example, if you out at a restaurant, and we've seen it plenty of times, you might have certain people who just don't like your energy, even though you're just chilling, nagging at you, probably talking junk. Okay, but you have the discipline, which is a defense. All right, that's why it says too. It says and without walls, because usually a wall is a symbolism of defense too, kind of like a fortress. All right. Mm-hmm. So if you have good discipline, you have great defense. Now, if you lack discipline, your defense is weak. All right. Mm-hmm. That's why the scriptures also say, just roughly paraphrasing it, it says something about mortal thoughts. It says put away mortal thoughts. Mm-hmm. And that is it's a weak nature. All right. Yeah. Correct. If you hold on mortal thoughts, those deadly thoughts, those carnal things that you love, that's a form of weakness. You got to be disciplined in this thing, man. Okay. That's right. And that's all I wanted to say, bro. You got it.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, beautiful. You know, and you know, like me and the brother was going into, you know, this is not to get on anybody or any kind of rebuke, but you know, we are here to defend the gospel and call out BS when we see it. So those guys going into a club during the Passover and, you know, doing what they did, it was off, okay? And it showed a lack of discipline, you know? So younger men that are watching, that want to become a part of the ministry and come to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and take up their cross, you know, that was a bad example. They didn't exemplify discipline, okay? So, hey, with that being said, Lord willing, this was exhorting to younger men such as myself, and younger men that are looking, you know, at Israel from the outside looking in, you know, have some discipline, man, because it's going to take it, especially once you do decide to take up your cross and serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's only going to get tighter. It's only going to get tougher. It's not going to get easier. You know, you think all your cares in the world are going to go away when you come to serve the Lord? No, you know, because the scripture tells you in Sirach that if you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And what's the best way to prepare? To discipline yourself. So whatever comes your way, you're able to maneuver. Okay. So hey man, with that being said, anything else you want to add, bro, before we get out of here?
All right, brother, man. You said it perfectly, man.
Con. All right. We want to end it by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Also, double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, safety, much love, and blessings to the occupant across the four corners of the earth, pushing out this truth with truth and sincerity and discipline, across the four corners. Shalom.
Shalom.